He didn't want privacy. He wanted an audience. Before the crime, before the chase, Luka Magnotta had already built the stage, hundreds of fake profiles. A mirror maze of admiration and hate. When his name finally reached headlines in 2012, the world realized the truth. It wasn't a confession. It was a production. Every post, every alias, every video was a trailer for the role he planned to play. A man who could make the internet look back at itself. Tonight we reopen the file that blurred the line between killer and performer, victim and viewer. File number 033. The murder that was built for the internet. A story of obsession, identity, and the price of attention. Long before the headlines, he was already writing the script. Luka Magnotta lived online the way most people live in mirrors, searching for angles, deleting flaws, adjusting light until something believable appeared. He wasn't famous, but he knew how fame looked. The perfect profile photo, the follow-back rhythm, the illusion of success rendered in filters. Between 2007 and 2011, he built hundreds of identities, each a new version of himself. Some claimed he was a model, others an actor, a victim of jealousy, a survivor of scandals that never happened. The stories contradicted each other, but that was the point. He wasn't hiding who he was. He was testing what the internet would believe. Attention became a drug, and digital applause the only proof he existed. Friends remember him carrying photos of celebrities, telling strangers he knew them. Online, he edited himself into their worlds. It wasn't about money. It was about recognition, the echo of his name in other people's mouths. Each profile was a mask, each comment a rehearsal. He was building a character that didn't need a script, because the internet would write it for him. When reality didn't deliver the audience he wanted, he created one. Fake fans, fake articles, fake threats, all roads leading back to his own reflection. What looked like loneliness was actually production. By the time police would learn his real name, the world had already known 1,000 versions of him. The problem with building too many selves is that one of them eventually breaks character. By 2011, the world he'd created online was spinning faster than the one he lived in. Luka Magnotta's name began appearing in forums, accusing him of running fake fan pages, fake stalkers, even fake hate campaigns. Every thread was him arguing with himself under different usernames. A conversation so loud that it started attracting strangers. It worked. Each accusation became more fuel for the story. Victim or villain, it didn't matter. As long as his name stayed in circulation, he leaked his own rumors, feeding both sides until the line between attention and infamy vanished. To the outside world, it looked like chaos. To him, it was choreography. Friends noticed his speech changing, his gestures rehearsed. He wasn't speaking to people anymore. He was performing at them. On web archives, you can still trace the pattern. Profile creation, deletion, reappearance, a digital heartbeat measured in lies. And then came the videos. Harmless at first, designed to shock just enough to trend. They were his trailers. The teasers for a final act no one saw coming. Each upload was a test. Would the internet notice him now? It did. When fiction outruns reality, reality tries to catch up in the worst way possible. Every performance eventually asks for an ending. For years, Luka Magnotta had rehearsed one online, a finale that would make him unforgettable. In 2012, he delivered it, not as an act of passion, but as a production. He prepared props, camera angles, and an upload schedule. The crime wasn't committed and then filmed, it was conceived for film. What shocked investigators wasn't only the brutality, but the precision, the editing, the soundtrack, the distribution, all designed to travel fast. Within hours, the footage spread to mirror sites, torrents, and chat rooms, a piece of horror disguised as evidence. But the internet that had built him was now turning against him. Online users across continents joined forces, analyzing frames, tracing background details, comparing furniture, wallpapers, and shadows. They built their own digital investigation, strangers doing the work of detectives. It wasn't law enforcement that found his trail first. It was a community horrified by its own reflection. For the first time, the web looked inward and asked, "What have we encouraged?" When the video appeared, the authorities moved slowly, but the internet didn't. In hours, message boards turned into command centers, anonymous users became analysts, each scanning frames like forensic experts. They compared carpet fibers, power outlets, light fixtures, searching for a clue that police might have missed. They built timelines, digital maps, and suspect databases, not out of authority, but obsession. It was the first crowdsourced manhunt in history, driven purely by outrage and curiosity. They called themselves animal rights detectives, internet sleuths, the watchers. Every screenshot was a breadcrumb. Every IP address, a possible trail, thousands of posts, theories, and dead ends later. One clue surfaced, a video reflection showing a travel poster, a city name faintly visible. Within days, they had a suspect's photo, online aliases, and a possible location. By the time official investigators caught up, the online world had already drawn the map to his front door. In 2012, that path ended in Berlin, inside an internet cafe, where he was recognized not by the police, but by a man who had seen his face online. The manhunt was over, but the message was clear. The same digital mirror that created the performance had also written its ending. When the manhunt ended, the story didn't. The footage was gone, the trial complete. Yet the clicks kept rising. Documentaries, forums, reaction channels, each retelling fed the very thing he'd always wanted: attention. It became impossible to separate the crime from the coverage. Psychologists called it the echo effect. Every share, every repost, every comment about the case became a new performance, our own need to watch the fall. The internet had punished him, but it also promoted him. Algorithms don't judge. They recommend, and when outrage becomes engagement, outrage wins. Behind every thumbnail was the same question that started it all. Why did he do it? But the better question might be, why couldn't we look away? Fame used to belong to talent, then to influence. Now, it sometimes belongs to tragedy. Magnotta's story isn't about one person. It's about the audience that watched, riposted, and debated until the narrative became myth. Years later, the clicks have slowed, but the legend hasn't. Luka Magnotta is no longer trending, but his name remains cached, buried inside algorithms that never truly erase. Search results fade, documentaries age, yet the pattern he proved still repeats. Attention greater than outrage, greater than myth. Every generation of the internet builds a new version of him, another figure who learns how visibility can replace meaning. In that sense, the performance never ended. It only changed cast. The platforms are different, the lighting better, the scripts shorter, but the motive is the same. Be seen, no matter the cost. Some say the story warned us. Others say it trained us, because after him, we learned to stage our lives in real time, every post rehearsed, every reaction curated, the boundary between audience and actor dissolved, and we kept performing long after the curtain should have closed. That's what makes file number 033 more than a case file. It's a prophecy. The web didn't just record the crime, it studied it, replicated it, perfected it. The next viral tragedy may already be uploading, and somewhere in that signal the algorithm is still applauding. File number 033, closed. If you thought the horror ended here, you're wrong. What other dark rituals and forbidden practices are still being performed in secret? Dive deeper into the chilling world of haunted ceremonies, banned footage, and eerie folklore that refuses to stay buried. Click on the playlist to uncover terrifying recordings, lost evidence, and disturbing stories they never wanted you to see. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for weekly uploads of spine-tingling footage and dark tales that echo from the shadows. This is the Forbidden's Archive, where the hidden truth and haunting evidence come to life.